Hello everybody, welcome back to OCRP once again. A different video, just like the last time, but I got a lot of requests. Jeff, what custom vehicles do you have in OCRP? I put an application in and I'm really excited to see what might be there. And we're gonna do that today. We're gonna go through all of the vehicles. SoCal Thero is the one to thank for converting a lot of these models, making these things perfect for the server. And also he's made a lot of them himself. So I will have everything linked in the description below if I can remember what exactly there is. But there's SoCal Thero, there's Bagged Customs, as I'm a patron member of his. And then we also have the Code 3 development stuff. We'll get into all that. But right out of the gate, we have the Cayo Perico Taxi Cab. This was just there for Cayo Perico. We don't have it live on the map right now. But we have been working towards getting Cayo Perico working again. So under the add-on vehicles, we're in the compacts here. Next up is the Roadmaster, the Buick Roadmaster right here. Fantastic vehicle. I've always loved the looks of these cars. This is the ferry. It is exactly that. It's a ferry boat, and it's Reb's Designs ferry boat, actually. And it has a full script on it to where you can actually attach cars to it and you can utilize the ferry. Eventually, once we get Cayo Perico and all those things going, it'll make a lot more sense. Next up, we have the airboat. You've seen this thing before. You can drive it on the ground. You can drive it in the water. It is faster on the ground than the water, weirdly enough, but that's what we got. Next up is the Chevy Chevette. An older car for sure, and it's gonna take a minute for some of these to load in for me. I did recently clear my cache, so it has to rebuild them. And you might remember this from Caden's car that we have pulled over many times before, but it's the Chevy Chevette. These are just wooden logs, and it's for adding to the back of trailers and whatnot, but you can spawn them in as vehicles. The 74 Volkswagen Beetle, what a beauty this thing is. Growing up, we had a yellow one, and it's really cool to have it in server. The 07 Eclipse, you might remember this thing. This is the car that me and Nicole owned whenever we first started dating, actually, and we traded it in to get our Ram, but it was it was hard to get in and out of it. That's the reason why we kind of had to trade up for it, but it's in the server. How about a 2010 Volkswagen GTI Mark V? Very cool car. We have the Honda Civic Type R 2017, and it's a nice little hot hatch to have, and a lot of acceleration in this car. What an iconic car, the 86 Ford Escort, and it is in the server as well. Next up, we have the 2017 Ford Focus RS, and nothing much really to say about that. This is a car we wanted to have for a very long time, and it is a hybrid. As you can see, we have the little lightning bolt on our HUD, so you can charge it at the charge stations. We now have that in the server as well. We have a taxi version of the Prius as well. And next up will be the BC Big Red Cummins truck. The BC stands for Bagged Customs. This is one of the patrons that I support. He makes awesome trucks and was part of our Florida Man truck update that we had on the server. And this thing is a beast. Next up, under sedans, which is not always the correct actual category these are in, but we have this stretch limo. We have the Ford Expedition, a classic car right here, a 1992 Ford Taurus. We have the 1989 Chevy Caprice wagon. We have a 91 Lincoln Town Car. We have the 1998 Lincoln Town Car limo right here. If you want to be a limo driver, you can do that. Now we have the RT Sprint in late mod. These are payware models by RT, and they have to be built out. Go to the vehicle extras, we can actually build the whole sprint car out right there, and it is good to go. This one has a dirt track physics line on it, so you can do dirt track racing. Same thing for the late model. We can build this thing out here, and we can get rid of the cover and put the wheels on it. Pretty darn cool car. Again, this one is set up for dirt, so you can just kind of drift it for days. A 93 Mercedes-Benz S600A, a 1999 BMW 745i, very, very cool car. We have a 2010 E63 by AMG. We got the Kathy Brunswick ride right here for Uber, and that is the 2019 Toyota Camry. We have an 02 Acura TL. The only Dodge Neon in the game is the SRT4. We do have the Gen 4 of the Dodge Charger family. This is a 2008 Charger. A Cadillac CTS-V, very iconic car. We have the Pull Me Over right here, Chrysler 300C. We have a 2014 Dodge Charger. We have a 2016 Lexus IS350. We have the civilian version of the 18 Charger, which is a police cruiser package on it. We have a 1986 Honda Accord. Man, I have a lot of memories associated with this car. Really cool to see it in server. We do have a Volvo equipped with the little windshield wipers on the front there, as you can see. And this is the 850 SW, the station wagon. If you want everyday run-of-the-mill cars on the roads right here, you got a 2009 Nissan Altima. This is a 1989 Ford LTD LX. We have a 90 Chevy Caprice. We also have the 90 CVPI back in the day when it was in its glory, and you can drive it in OCRP. A 2008 Impala LS has the police package on it as well, and an iconic car right here, a 2011 Ford Crown Victoria. Police Interceptor package on it. We have a 2013 Holden, just kidding, the 2013 Chevy Caprice, also a 2013 Chevy Malibu. We have a 2015 Ford Taurus. This is the version that's the Police Interceptor, the FPIS. We have a 2018 Ford Fusion Platinum Edition. Moving on to the SUVs, we got a 93 Jeep Wrangler. If you've seen the movie Castaway, you will recognize this. This is the Jeep XJ. We have a Hummer H2. We have a BMW X5. Another Jeep, this is the Grand Cherokee SRT8. We have the newer Jeep Wrangler as well, if you're into the Jeeps. Gotta have a Range Rover, of course. You've probably seen this in some videos. So you have a Range Rover. Well, I just got ran over by the next car. I spawned in it too fast and I fell out of it and got ran over by it. So here it is, the Jeep Rubicon, the Gladiator. Sticking with the 2020s, we have another Jeep Sahara. Not as stylish as its older brother, but we do have a 21 Bronco Sport. Then we have a 2021 Bronco. If you're into the Jeeps, we have a 2022 Grand Cherokee. And sticking with the SUVs, we do have a 2022 G-Wagon. Now we got a classic here, a 1972 Chevy Blazer. We also have a 1995 Blazer as well. We have the H1 Alpha Hummer as well. We have a 2015 Cadillac Escalade ES. We have the 21 Escalade as well. We have a 21 Dodge Durango, which is the base of our police model. We have a 21 GMC Yukon, the Denali. Also have a 2022 Lincoln Navigator. We have the Porsche 22 Cayman GT. I think with the Porsches, we have the PSB, and it is an absolute monster. I just chased one of these the other day. We have a 2024 Hummer EV, the electrical vehicle version, and it still needs to be converted over to the EV model as far as our fuel script goes. Well, not the exact model of what we saw OJ run in, but it is a 1981 Ford Bronco. We have the older model, the 2002 Chevy Tahoe. We all know this body style right here, the 08 Tahoe. We saw this thing all the way up to about 2013. We have a 2012 Ford F-150. We have a 2014 Ford Expedition. We have the civilian 2014 Ford Explorer. We have the civilian version of the 2016 Explorer as well, not the FPIU. We have the 17 Chevy Tahoe here, and it will be returning back on the roads for the SHP. We have the upgraded 2021 Z71 package on this thing, but that's the 21 Chevy Tahoe. You can tell by the front bumper there. You've seen the police fleet having this vehicle everywhere now. It's the 2021 Ford Explorer. We have a 2022 Ford Expedition. Love the front lighting on this thing. Another EV vehicle here. We have the 2022 Mach-E GT. This thing is an absolute beast as well. So in the coupe section, or coupe, we have the Handyable right here. This is a little, hover round that Thero made for our server, and you've seen it in quite a few of the videos. One of my absolute favorite cars on the server is this 1975 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. We have the 06 Mercedes-Benz C32, a 2008 BMW M3, the E92, and we gotta have an M5 in here. It's a 2018 BMW M5. Sticking with the BMWs, we have a 2022 M4. We have the new Toyota Supra in here, the 2020 Toyota Supra. In the late 90s, early 2000s, you'll remember this thing right here. This is the Ford Thunderbird. Now we get into the muscle car category here for the most part, and this is the Chevy Monte Carlo. We have a 90s Impala here as well, and it's got quite a bit of pep in its step. One of my favorite cars of all time, although it would be a 1970 if I had to choose, but it is a Dodge Challenger, and it is the RT model. It's got the 440 6-pack in it. We had to get away from having only the Dukes on the server, so now we do have a 69 Dodge Charger. We also have a Dodge Challenger. This is the Demon, and it is an absolute beast, as it should be. We have the 64 Chevy Impala. Look how wide that car is. Absolute stance. Now, I'm showing you what we have on the back there because he made it to where these are like project cars where you can have a rundown look on them. So that's why the trunk is there, but you can change that out in the vehicle options. We have a 1966 Chevy Novo, including the wheel bars on it right there. Pretty darn cool car. Got a 67 Mustang, all rusted out. Like I said, you can change that out in the vehicle options. We have a 69 Camaro. We have a 1970 Chevy Chevelle. 1970 Chevy El Camino. Might remember this from the Driver series, but we got a 1973 Chevy Camaro. Got the Stoner Steve Classic right here, the 1992 Chevy Camaro. If you're a fan of the Fox body, we have a 1993 Ford Mustang. We also have the uglier cousin version of the Mustang, the 93. Taking it back to the 2000s, we have the 2000 Ford Mustang. A 2018 Chevy Camaro as well. We have the 2021 Mustang GT, the Mach series here. Bagged Customs lowrider right here with the Ford Ranger. And sports classics, we have the rusty Chevy Bel Air. Looks like a 57 Chevy Bel Air. Getting those Miami Vice vibes right here. That's the Ferrari Testarossa. We have the Fairlady Z, the 240S, keeping it fast and furious right here, a 1998 Toyota Supra. This car needs no further introduction. You've seen it in Back to the Future. It's right here on the server, the DeLorean. Under the sports category, we have a stock car. This is the classic stock car from GTA. It's just been upgraded. We have Thero's version of a truck version of a stock car. And we don't have the new one in yet, but I do want to get it. And then we have the shopping cart equipped with all of the toilet paper rolls you could ever need. We got the 300ZX, very iconic Fairlady Z as well. Keeping it with the Fast and Furious style car. We got the 1997 RX-7 by Mazda. And here's the 1997 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Yes, we do have an R34 GTR on server, right-hand drive even. We have the Honda S2000. We have the R35 GTR Skyline as well. We have a Mitsubishi Evo. Another Nissan, we got the 370Z. We have a 2021 Audi Avant. Classic Honda Civic right here. A 1998 to be exact. And you gotta have a Miata. Here it is right here. We've seen Kathy Brunswick's old car right here, the 1998 Miata. We have some Subies on here. This is an 04 STI Impreza ST. And we have the 06 Mitsubishi Evo as well. Got a 2010 STI, the WRX. A lot of fun to rally these cars. They've got a lot of get up and go. This is the FRS. You know it is the Toyota, whatever the newer versions on it. It's like 3 different models, aren't there? Another WRX here. This is the 2015 STI. Back to a Porsche. We got a 22 GT3 911 here. 2006 Corvette C6. We have a 2014 C7. We have the 2020 Corvette as well, which has got a really, really good look to it, in my opinion. Under supercars, we have a Modena. Good old Ferrari. But you know that this is a 1999 and it's super fast. Back to stock cars, we have the Ford Fusion stock car, and we have another Ferrari 87 right here. So we have 2 of these. We have an 86 Testarossa and an 87. Motorcycles, we have the CR250. We have an Indian here, a good cruiser. A bike I have in real life, except for it's not the Iron Edition, but it is the 1200 Sportster. But the HD Iron 883, you gotta have a Harley Fat Boy, and we have one of those as well. Got a CBR for those that love the sport bikes. You just want to cruise around, we do have a Goldwing on the server as well. The Honda Pit Bike. You want to be stupid and go real slow. You've seen this in the various episodes involving the Epsilon characters. We have a BMW here. It's a 1200 RT. For those of you that like the Harleys, we do have an Electra Glide, and this is the model that is used by our highway units. We also have a Street King if you're into the ape hangers. We have a Kawasaki Concourse, so we can have another cruiser bike. We have a Kawasaki ZXR6. We do have the Gixxer on here as well. You're into the Suzuki bikes. We have the Chevy Colorado here, and we have the Sand Roamer Sand King, basically a huge RV camper style Sand King. It's slow, but it's a badass looking truck. Bagged Customs has a lot of different construction vehicles, and we have pretty much all of those. This is one of the cats here. We have an Argo right there. Amanda, get the Argo. 8x8. It's amphibious. It's a very, very goofy vehicle. We have a Chevy Fleet Side, one of the old pickups that you have seen on the server as well. IAK made this. It's a vehicle, but it is a wheelchair. So now you can actually take a wheelchair out and go on the roads or go up over things rather than it being a prop that you just sit in. We do have a 2017 Ford Jamboree RV. We have a 1983 Ford Ranger. We have Bagged Customs awesome 1993 Toyota right here. If you like side-by-sides, we have a 14 Can-Am. Another Bagged Customs right here, a Ford F350. We have a 2020 Denali HD, absolutely slammed to the ground lowrider, and this is how much I'm turning it left and right. It does not handle for anything, as it shouldn't. Not being, the suspension package that you see. We have another Bagged Customs beauty right here. This is a 1978 Ford Bronco. We have the Bagged Customs 1980 Silverado. Yes, we do have some Carolina squat trucks. This is the 99 right here, Tahoe. Sticking with the Bagged Customs, we have the Ram 2500 HD. And we have another Bagged Customs lifted truck here, the GMC 2500. And we have another one of the GMCs, but this one has the Carolina squat to it as well. Here's a Cat Paver by Bagged Customs. You want to do some construction RP on the roadways, you can, and whenever you go forward, it's cool. It kicks up a bunch of dust behind it. Have a little Bobcat right here, the E55. Got a skid steer here, the Bobcat T59. Cat 745C. And with the Synergy script, you can operate the buckets and all that stuff on them, and you can take the dirt out if you want to. Sticking with Cat, we got a bulldozer on here, the D7R. We have a couple excavators. This is the 936 by the Lever Company. Then we have a version that you can use the Synergy script to go up and down with as well. We have our SAS car, pace car right here for the races. All done up with all the lighting package on it. We have a Ford E350 camper if you want to go RVing. We have our Freightliner M2 here. This is the flatbed that we use for tow sometimes. We have a Chevy Express van here. Another tow truck here is the Ford F550 with the flatbed on it. Sticking with the 550, we have a wrecker version as well, and it's got a pretty cool lighting package on it. We do have trailers in the server. A lot of these have been converted from American Truck Sim, so we have the dump trailer there. We have the long trailer here, and then we can get into the dock trailers as well. Then we have dolly trailers and all sorts of different stuff. We have another tow truck here. This is the Ram. If you want to do lawn care service, you can do it right here with the X mark, and we do have a script in here that allows you to turn on the actual mower. And here is another pride and joy right here. Bagged Customs. We got the HD wrecker, so the heavy wrecker right here. We have a little car trailer if you want to put a car on the back. And then we have various boat trailers here. So each one of the boats that are in the server have their own trailer that you can connect to and put the boat on. We have a moving van right here. It's got the U-Haul livery on there if you want it as well. We have the SADOT truck here that you can turn on all the different features of it through your extras and all that. And then we have another SADOT truck here. A lot of different trailers, but getting down here, we got a Kenworth utility truck. We have a utility truck here. It's the Chevy Silverado. Another Ram here, but this one is a landscaping truck. So if you have a landscaping job or your character does, you can load up different lawn equipment on the back of there, and now you have one. Another Bagged Customs one here. This is a Bloomer trailer on this thing, so it's got the fifth wheel hookup on there, and we do have some gooseneck truck set that will attach to. Another trailer here for transporting different vehicles and stuff. The 430 here, and it has a working bucket on it. We have a grader as well, a big old Cat 140M. We have a hauler here that opens up, and you can bring various race cars in it, so you can haul those to the track. Another Cat right here. This is the 555D, and like I said, we do have lowboys in here. You have to build them all out, so that's the Fontaine 51-foot lowboy. We have a forklift that uses the forklift script on it, so you can pick up various objects. We have a 2018 John Deere Gator. Here's the old Ecto 1 that can be completely decked out as a Ghostbusters vehicle, but it is still the old Cadillac ambulance. Like I said, we have lowboy A and B, so you can put them all together and build lowboys out of them. A custom little air tug here that allows you to connect to baggage carts. And here's one of the baggage trailers I'm talking about where you can connect it straight up to it and do some airport RP. We do have a K-loader with a working platform on it. When I worked at the airport, this was one of the big heavy machines that I used to drive. So you can do cargo ops. We do have a stair truck as well with working stairs. The platform goes up and down with the left stick. We have an airport tug here. These are the Skyline vehicles here that have been converted to 5M. And it allows you to go in and open the trunk up so you can actually do pushback and you can pull various airplanes. We do have a stretcher. It's considered as a vehicle, so you can use it as such, but it goes in the back of ambulances, but that's for whenever you're doing various medical RP. We have our version of the Roach Coach that has a bunch of different liveries on it for taco trucks, etc. We have a Weasel News van here, a 1986 Chevy Silverado that's not lifted, so if you want the version, the street version, here it is right here. You've seen Lonnie in Ricky Flowers driving this thing around. Got a 1996 Plymouth Voyager. Got a 1978 Ford F-250, a 92 GMC Sierra, a 2013 Chevy Silverado, a 2017 Chevy Colorado, a 2017 Chevy Silverado, a 2019 Chevy Silverado. A lot of Silverados here. And we have a 2020 Ram, 22 Chevy Silverado, a 22 Sierra, a GMC Sierra, a 2015 Dodge Grand Caravan. We have a 2017 Ram. This is the exact model that I actually own in real life. We have the Ram van here, the ProMaster. Sticking with the Rams, we have a 2020 Ram, a 2022 Toyota Tacoma, 23 Ram TRX, and keeping it in the old 90s. I think this might be a 97. I don't remember the actual year, or 98, but it's the Chevy Astro van. We have a 1999 Dodge Ram. This is the old body style that we saw in the movie Twister. A 1994 Ford F-150, a 2016 F-250, 2018 Ford F-150. We have another Ranger, but this one is the Raptor model. 2020 Ford F-250, a 2021 Ford F-150, a 22 Ford F-450. Love it or hate it, but we have a 22 Ford Maverick pickup truck. You've seen them delivering your Amazon packages right here. We do have the 2022 Ford Transit van, as I smashed straight into. They're not happy with us there. No, they're just gonna run. All right, let's get into the boats. And this right here is our little narco sub. It runs pretty fast. And you can run it just under the water if you want to get in and out of Cayo Perico undetected. We have a U.S. Coast Guard boat here. I don't know all the names of these. That's one is just called an MLB. We have another version of the Reefer here, but this one's a little bit different. It's a small little fishing boat. We have a Sea Ray L65. We have a Defender right here with a light bar on it and lights on it. This one's the Fish and Wildlife version. Got a small little John boat with a Yamaha 15 on it. Got a Z20 Nitro Bass boat. We have a police boat here that has a full working light bar on it as well. We have a pontoon boat. One of the fast moving yachts is just not wanting to spawn in, but we have the Arrow boat right here. This thing is super fast. Have another boat here. This was just called a GF boat. Not sure what the actual name of it is. We have a little life raft right here that you're able to climb into if you want to RP that you're stuck out at sea. Another boat from the boat pack that we got off of GTA 5 mods, but this one is just called an R boat. Got an SR 510. Another version of the Tropic. This one has a little canopy on the back of it. Man, we're hitting some big waves out here. We have a Key West here. These are the Rebs Designs fishing boats here that we're getting into now. But this thing gets up and goes. If you want to hit some waves here on a Sea-Doo, we do have some actual Sea-Doo jet skis. We have the Hydra Sport 5 with the big quad motor. We have another version of the Hydra Sport. This one has the tower on it, so you can sit up there. We have a Grady White with the twin motor package on it. We have a big commuter boat here. This is Red's JB is what they're calling it there, but it is absolutely massive. It even has a helipad on it. We have a 52-foot sport fisherman's boat here. Not sure the actual name of it. We have a ridiculous nitro boat. This thing goes super fast when you plane it up in the air. You can actually fly this thing if you get it just right. There it goes. Look at that. Utilizing Big Daddy's new helicopter script here. You can see up there at the top, it is in the process of starting up. This is the AS-350. by good old Skyline here. It's our old air unit we used to use. We have our old Lifelight helicopter that we used to use as well. We have Medic's awesome C3 fire heli. We have a version of the Maverick for Weasel News, and we have another version for Weasel News as well. We have the Code 3 development. This is the McDonnell Douglas 530. Even has a working beacon on the back of it. And then we have the medical version of the Code 3 development 145. Our current air unit we use quite a bit is the Code 3 development Bell 206L. For the OCRP events, we have a Apache here, the AH-64D. We have a Blackhawk here, the MH-60L. Now we can get into airplanes. We have our Cessna 172 here, has the camera package on it here, so you can use it for speed enforcement. Don't recommend you go using it as an air unit because it's almost impossible to stay with some of the pursuits. We have a 737-700. We have an ERJ-145. My personal favorite right here, the 737-800. We have a DC-910 freighter. We have an MD-11 freighter. We have our Fire CL-415 here that will drop water from it. We have Skyline's awesome Gulfstream 4. We have a Super Hornet right here from Skyline as well. And you've seen it right here before on the channel. We have the Blue Angels version of the Hornet. We have a A320, and you can change out the engine package on it and make it a Neo, and you can change out the winglets as well. We have the Beechcraft 1900D right here. As you can see, it's all painted up, ready for going to Cayo Perico. We do have the C-130 Hercules, this one in the Coast Guard colors. B-17E Bomber, we saw this during the air show. And now we can get into some of the service vehicles here. We have a version of the bus. We have a party bus here. That has the whole interior on it with the pole and everything. We have a Brute Trashmaster 2. This one is kind of like the old Mack trucks. We have a Galaxy Roamer, which is a big coach RV. We have a little Casavan here. This thing is very popular in different countries. Got a Crown Vic taxi cab. And why not be out in the desert doing some Breaking Bad RP without having your bounder. Emergency vehicle time. We've got the Division Tahoe right here. We've got the Highway Patrol's Stealth. We got our Highway Patrol Chevy Tahoe. We have the police bike. Like I said, it's the Electric Glide. Got the PD Charger here. Got the PD CVPI, but this has the SHP livery on it. Got an Impala LS. Got an FPIU. We got the Charger Cruiser for the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. And we got an FPIU for them as well. We have the Taurus FPIS. We have the Ford F-150. We have the Durango. We have the CVPI loaded up here. It has options for Sandy Shores and Grapeseed. This stuff is all going to be changing in the near future. Sandy Shores has the older Explorer. They also have a Caprice as well. Fish and Wildlife has a little dirt bike with working lights on it, as you can see right there, and you can add more lights to it. We have the Taurus here, which is the FPIS. We have our Bearcat. We have an ambulance. This is the Ford. We have Ford versions, and we have a Chevy version of the ambulance, and we also have Ambo 3, which is an old Sandy Shores Medical Center vehicle with broken lights on it, just to add to the RP. We have a brush truck here. This is the Ford. Then we have ourselves our, I think this is a Pierce. Yep, it's the Pierce fire truck. Then we have our ladder truck, which is a Pierce as well. We have a Highway Patrol Charger. We have our Fish and Wildlife right here with the Ford F-250. We have a Ford Transit van here, the Corner. We have Medic 909's awesome Rescue. I believe it's the only Seagrave we have in our fleet right now. Commercial vehicles, we have the Plow. We have a fuel truck here, which we have another fuel truck that's now in the server as well. The Kenworth 440, got a Kenworth W900, Peterbilt 379, Peterbilt 579, got a Volvo VNL. We have our little bucket truck that uses the Synergy script on it. Got a Kenworth dump truck and Bagged Customs Ram Bruiser. This thing's got the gooseneck on it so you can haul the gooseneck trailers. We have an International Lube truck. Got a Cat 660. Then we have the 450B. So these are the various different pilot trucks we have. This one's a Ford. This one's a Ford. I think they're all Fords. And then we have our Peterbilt 352 Custom with the amazing light package on it. And that's it. I know it was long-winded, but a lot of you wanted to see what vehicles we had on the server. Those are all the custom vehicles. And of course, you can use the default GTA ones as well. That's going to do it for this episode of OCRP to bring you up to speed on what's going on there. Good luck to all the applicants. We're going to be going through them. We have currently over, I think, 4,000 that have applied. So it's going to be crazy. So thank you all so much. I'll see you next time. Take care.